All right, folks, here's the next page of our review. I think it's page 5. Number 17 says use data to create a line plot and answer questions about it. The students in Mr. Caleb's class measured their thumbs to the nearest half a centimeter. The measurements they gathered were the following. I'm not going to go through, but here's all the data points they collected. Making a line plot displaying the data, be sure to include a title and a label. So, thinking of a title, the title tells us what the data is, and in this case, it's the lengths of thumbs. And you could even add more to that. You could say the lengths of thumbs in Mr. Caleb's class, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to say lengths of thumbs. And then what we need to do is think of a label. Well, our label is going to be the length. These are the numbers. So the label tells us what the numbers represent. So the label is going to be the length in to the nearest half a centimeter. Okay, so the length to the nearest half a centimeter. So now we got to decide what numbers to put on these lines. So we got to look at all our data and look at what number we have as our smallest number and then go from there. So if I'm looking and I'm scanning all these numbers, the smallest number I have is 3.5. So I'm going to go 3.5, and that's going to be our shortest thumb data point. And then since we're doing to the nearest half centimeter, we're going to go up a half a centimeter from there. So the next half a centimeter would be 4, and then this one would be 4.5. This would be 5, and again we're going up a half a centimeter every time. And finally we're going to have 5.5. Okay, so now we just go through and mark our data points. So every time I mark a X on our line plot, I'm going to cross out the numbers. So 3.5, I'm going to go immediately and put an X. 3.5, another X, 5, and an X on 5. So I'm keeping good records going. Every time I cross one out, I put the X immediately. 4.5, 3.5, 5.5, 4, 4.5, 4.5, and 4.5 again. Okay, so there we go. We've built our line plot. Excuse me. Now we need to look at the question. So what is the length of the longest thumb? Well, the longest thumb here is 5.5, because that's what it is, 5.5. Oops. 5.5. There we go. Sorry about that. 5.5. What's the length of the shortest thumb? Well, the shortest thumb is 3.5. What's the difference in length between the longest and shortest thumbs? Write a number model to show your solution. So down here. So our longest thumb is 5.5 minus 3.5, and we can just put the letter T for our unknown for thumb. Let me just make that T. And then if we do 5.5 take away 3.5, you're left with 2 centimeters.